costs of food and pretty much everything, it is so important to not let any of your leftovers go to waste. The key to that is knowing how to store food properly. So I'm going to walk you through just a few of my rules that I use in my house. So the first thing I want to talk about is like time frame for leftovers. The general rule is leftovers are good for anywhere from like 2 to 4 days, depending on what it is. So if it's something like vegetable based or a dip or something like that, I usually go for 4 days. But if it's something like, I don't know, like egg salad, tuna salad, something that you wouldn't really want to leave out, that I stick closer to the 2-day date. Now, another thing that's really important is getting your leftovers into the fridge in a relatively short order. So typically you want things to come down to room temperature before you store them in the fridge, because then you're not making your fridge work really hard. But basically, you can, anything that's sitting on the counter for under 2 hours, good to be popped into the fridge, and you're good to go. Now, obviously, there's also a freezer, which keeps things even longer, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want to talk a little bit about storage containers. So everybody has their go-to. I really like those like little delis you get olives at the like deli counter at the grocery store. They're all kind of one size lid fits all, which I really love, but they are all plastic. Plastic things are really great because they're durable, you can freeze it, great for sandwiches, good for leftovers, good for lunch the next day because they're not super heavy, but pretty much anything that isn't gonna stain, I'm gonna keep in here. Sandwiches, meats, vegetables, dips, you're good to go. But if you've got something that's gonna stain, everyone's done that classic like leftover tomato sauce in a plastic container, maybe a little bit of that leftover curry, that koshari that Shahir made, that will stain that plastic and give you that kind of like sad color and a little bit of a smell and flavor. So I like to store things that are really pungent in glass. Glass is really great. It's definitely more breakable, really easy to wash up though, lasts a good long time, and no flavor is gonna penetrate into this container. So it's gonna stay nice and fresh every time you wash it out. Now, finally, there are some people out there who love foil. They love little foil packets. These are great for meal prep. If you wanted to make like a lasagna or a baked pasta in here, that's totally cool. But anything with tomato sauce or acidity, things like gremolata or marinated meats and stuff, I wouldn't pop it into metal because that acidity can actually react with the metal and kind of give off flavors, and that acidity can kind of actually eat into that container. We don't want that. So that you keep it kind of like, you know, neutral foods. But if you're looking for longer term storage, the freezer is your best friend. So say you like to buy your meats or things in bulk. I love using a freezer bag. Anytime I'm doing meats, I like to wrap them in aluminum foil, get them all coated, then put them in the bag, get as much air out as possible, because essentially air is freezer burn's best friend. Take out the air, less chance of freezer burn. Now, one of my big tips, anytime I'm batch cooking sauces or stews, is I like to take that sauce or the stew, and rather than store it in a jar, for longer term storage, I pop it into a freezer bag. Guess what? This looks really weird. I'm just gonna dump this right into a freezer bag, which looks like I'm making a mistake. Truly, this looks like something you're like, Mary, you lost it. This is not it. But again, take out as much air as possible. And then what I do is I actually lie it flat on a sheet pan and then pop that into the freezer. So I'm gonna bring this back here. You wanna freeze that until it's nice and solid. And pretty much anything in the freezer can last for up to 3 months without affecting the quality or anything. But then you end up with basically like a file folder system in your freezer. It goes really nice and flat. You can stack everything. You can see what's going on. And the best part is this thaws in no time flat. More surface area, quicker thawing, and you're good to go. With these simple rules, your food will stay fresh longer for you to enjoy. That is our show for today. Thank you so, so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff. This is good. Yeah. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.